Hello, I'm Eric Gonzalez,
And I'm Kyla Moore.
and this is the Blue and Silver Breakdown, hosted by Owe Howell.
Yes.
All right, are you ready? Mark
Yeah.
2. Okay. So, Kyla, what was this week's competition? What was our sport?
This week's competition, we went to the cheer sectional.
Well, I mean, I went to. You performed in it.
Yes, I did.
So
I competed.
It was really entertaining to watch, obviously. And so it was sectionals.
Yes.
18 schools in
18
3A?
schools in 3A, yeah.
Goodness gracious. All right. I know. But by the time, from when I got there, I think I was there for a whole over 3 hours, I believe. It was.
It's long.
I
It's
did
long.
catch the last few too, though.
Yeah,
So.
it's really long.
Alrighty.
Before we get into everything, I do want to explain cheer a little bit because I know
Go for
you
it.
didn't understand cheer, and I know that some people don't understand cheer. For how we're scored on two main things, which is the type of skills that we do, and then how we do the skills, and then it breaks down into jumps, motion, stance, and other nitpicky stuff. And yeah, a term that I'm going to be using a lot is hit zero, which is what we did, which is not a single mistake in being serious, or not necessarily how we did the skills, but the actual skills, like how the actual skills were supposed to be performed. We did that the right way, and we didn't have any points marked down on there. The top teams in this competition advanced onto state. That did advance was Lockport, Meekling, Naperville Central, Glenbrook North, and Downers Grove South.
And obviously, that doesn't mean Oswego East was knocked out at sectionals, coming 7th overall, I believe. And okay, so it was my first cheer competition. I could be biased, obviously. I go here to Oswego East, all that fun stuff. But I personally believe that Oswego East deserved to go through. And this is something I was thinking on the way home as well. I think that in general, I think Oswego East did better than Glenbard North. Less mistakes. I think in general just looked better. I don't know.
I think for that, we just put in a lot more work through the sectionals week. That's one thing that our coach really drilled into us was looking uniform, doing everything the right way, because every motion is a picture. It's supposed to be a picture, so if you stop the routine and you're recording it and you stop it, that's supposed to be a moment that you can actually picture everybody do the same thing. So that's what we really drilled the week going, the practice going into sectionals. And we normally have Friday practices, and that Friday was the best morning practice that we had all season, where we hit zero in practice, and we hit zero the week before at conference. So I think we all went into this super confident and super together, which is one thing that we struggled with at times during the season, was going into things together instead of more separate. But I think that going into this more together helped us with the performance aspect.
And clearly, and it was scored as a hit zero as well, Oswego East's performance, which obviously that's very impressive. It's obviously very difficult to do. So it just goes to show that the work that you guys put in at practice, the work that the coaches were having you guys do was working. If I can ask, right? Mm-hmm. I know marching band has something called Hell Week, and that's the week before their big competition, usually at Northern Illinois or Illinois State. So was there something like that for cheer? Was it leading into these sectionals or conference even? It was really ramped up?
Oh, very, very. It was nonstop full outs, which is doing the whole routine over and over and over and over and over again. And there was it was high emotions in practice. We all wanted to do so well. All of us wanted to do so well, because especially us seniors, because I know for me, I've been doing this for 10 years, and that was my last comp ever. And I know some of the other girls, like Cammie, she's been doing it for 14 years, and this was their last one ever. So I feel like all the emotions going into that week was, we're doing this for the seniors. They wanted to do it for us to get us to state for the last time. And I think that's another reason why all of us broke out crying when we found out that we did make it to state, because it was like all of the mental, the physical, the emotional pressure that we felt going from the whole entire season was kind of for nothing.
I understand that. It's that really bittersweet feeling, right? Like, you appreciate all the work that everyone put in and the work that you put in. It's reciprocated. Like, everyone does appreciate that work that you guys put in. And you know what I'm saying there. But at the end, it was just couldn't quite attain that last goal. And I think that's a pretty universal experience in sports, is that disappointment at the end. But it shouldn't undermine the success and the work put in to get there. And obviously, how many seniors are on this team?
4, including me.
And how many juniors are on this team?
Oh, how many juniors? There's quite a few.
But that's
There's a lot.
And that's something to look forward to for next year. Obviously, you're going to be in college and all that fun stuff, or wherever you choose to go after this. But it's that you hope that it ignites that fire in your underclassmen to take it to the next step that next year, right?
Yeah.
To really push on for it, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that is going to, I guess, be interesting my senior year to watch them as. But yeah, if you could tell your younger self, right, your 10 years ago self, something about cheer that you'd have learned over these last few years, maybe even this season in general, where would you go with that?
Don't let certain people make it not fun for you anymore. Because I lost the love for this sport. I want to say my freshman year. I started losing the love for the sport because of some of the things that would happen to me, per se. Just a lot of, certain people would make it where you would lose the love for the sport. So I would say, or for any cheerleader, honestly, don't let the coaches or your team make you lose love for the sport that you want to do.
I think it's a good message, and on it. Whoa, in like a lot of things, but like in a lot of things, especially sports, that it's sort of it's got to come from you, right? Like you have to not be self-centered, but you have to be self-motivated, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. Moving back towards the meet, was there anything else that stood out to you? You think watching and performing there?
Honestly, there was, and I don't think this isn't just in my opinion. This is from multiple people that I've heard, some judging biases there, because there was a team that did advance to state who had a pretty nasty fall, which usually will count as a legality, which is a legality is something that's illegal in cheer. So the type of fall that happened was illegal. But they still advanced to state, and where they placed was really unfair for a lot of people. It was so shocking to the point where that team itself and then their whole support system was confused, because they also thought that they maybe shouldn't have gotten the place that they did.
That's always, I guess that's something that, again, is universal across sports, is refereeing and judging and all that fun stuff. But that's not to say we're not thankful for, people who do referee and volunteer to make it possible, but it is obviously a point of contention. I guess also with cheer, it's such a subjective sport, it seems. Like, it's subject to judging. It's subject to it's not like basketball where it's a set, it's like a set rule, right? It's not like it's soccer where the goal is just to get the ball into the back of the net, right? It's difficulty is something that can be subjective to between judges. It's one of those scenarios, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But I'll say, right, again, having attended my first ever cheer meet, I think anyone who thinks that cheer isn't a sport, I think needs to go see one, because my goodness, after being there for that while, it was incredibly impressive seeing what they were doing out there. Like, it was seriously, that's got to be so physically demanding so
You have no
mentally
idea.
demanding.
So many people will think that it's nothing because we make it look easy, but what people don't understand is that the hardest part is doing all of that, flipping other people's bodies over your body and then flipping your body. Like, you have to defy your center of gravity, basically, with the type of jumps and the type of tumbling that we do and the type of stunts and pyramid and all that factoring together is such a hard thing. And the thing that makes it harder is to do it while making it look perfect or making it look easy, and then having people think, oh, just because they're smiling and just because they can smile through it, it's nothing. But that's actually the hardest part to do, is smile through it.
Yeah. And again, I do want to say it was really fun to watch Oswego East cheer. And again, I do think they deserve to go through. Again, maybe it's bias, maybe it's some like that inexperience, whatever, from me. But that is something that I do genuinely believe. But either way, what are you looking forward to now that the cheer season is over?
Now that cheer season's over, man, I'm moving on to track. I have that coming up, but like going back to cheer, I am very happy through our season. Mm-hmm. We've come through so much. We got our pyramid, which is one of the biggest parts of the routine, changed right before going into a competition at Lockport. And after it's Lockport, Conference, Sectionals, and State. That's the most important part of our season.
Yeah.
So having that pyramid change right before those comps and right before winter break. So we had one practice to nail that before winter break, had 2 weeks of a break, then had to come back and drill it all before Lockport, and then after that it's like championships.
Yeah.
Because it's SBC championships, sectionals championships, state championships. So having that jump over that hurdle, along with sicknesses that we dealt with and injuries that we dealt with, was, I think, pretty impressive. I'm proud of my team. I love those girls.
Absolutely. And again, it's a reoccurring theme here on the Blue and Silver Breakdown, but that togetherness that is shared between a lot of these teams and a lot of the players on, like, as individuals, both on and off the floor, is something that shouldn't be understated. Right. So, before we wrap this up, is there anything else that you'd want to add?
No. I was able to get a interview with Cammie. She's one of the senior cheerleaders along with me.
Okay, hi. Okay, hi. Who am I here with? Carrie's us. Okay, so what were the emotions that you faced going through sections?
I was like emotional because it could have been like potentially our last time competing with like my best friends. And
Yeah. Okay, how did you personally get through the pressures of getting a new pyramid right before the most important comps in our season?
I wasn't really like stressed or anything like that because like we're taught to work under pressure, but it was a little nerve-wracking because it was like brand new. We didn't have as many reps as like the old pyramid.
How does it feel to finally put down the cheer shoes after 14 years of cheering?
Sad, like, and I'm in disbelief still that I'm like completely done with cheer after like dedicating 14 whole years to it.
What was going through your mind when you went out to go put beside the flags?
Not much goes through my mind when I do that. I just kind of like look around for like 1 second, put my signs down, and I'm just like, you got this, don't worry about anything, that's it.
How have the bonds that you made on this team helped you perform so?
The bonds like that I've made are definitely strong, knowing that like my best friends are right next to me and have my back, like the whole routine, that like they'll cheer me on like no matter what happens, good or bad.
Okay, thank you so much.
Look, obviously, Crosstown is February 13th.
Yes.
That's a Friday here at Oswego East. We got to make sure we fill the stands for that. It's gonna be a pretty fiery one. I'm excited.
Me too, because it's also senior night.
It's senior night. It's
My second senior night. I'm excited.
It's a chance for revenge
I
though
love
as
senior
well.
nights. Oh,
like,
yeah, that too.
because again, that loss in overtime. You wonder how it's going to affect the boys going into that one. But
Yeah.
that's for 2 weeks from now.
Yep.
Other than that, that's about everything.
I think that's all we have.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in the Blue and Silver Breakdown. I'm Eric Gonzalez,
I'm Kyla Moore.
and we'll see you next time.